Performance TV coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Performance TV. A couple of the more popular things these days is autocross and pro touring cars, and in order to do that, you need a good handling car. That takes an independent rear suspension. Well, I've got Mike from Heights Automotive Group. Mike, you guys are the first ones to come out with the independent rear suspension for this third generation Camaro and Firebirds.
That's correct, Tommy. We just introduced this year. I introduced it at the SEMA show. This fits 82 to 92 Camaro and Firebirds, and it turns these cars into a road race animal.
Now, you and I are both drag racers. I know about going straight. This is for turning and handling. Why would somebody want to put this on their car?
Autocross is getting bigger and bigger all the time, and we decided to come up with something that's going to enhance the handling of these cars, and this is the best way to do it.
What's it take to put one of these in? Now, this is basically a bolt-in system.
For the most part, it is. I mean, once you remove all your stock stuff, move your brake lines out of the way and everything, there's a few panels that have some spot welds right up in here, as you can see. Really easy to get them off. The saddles fit right up over the original frame rails. You've got to do a minor amount of welding, and then the rest of it basically is all bolt-in. So a couple of guys with hand tools in a weekend.
And this is a complete unit. It comes with everything we see right here.
Comes with everything you see. It's based off a 9-inch Ford. This is our patented cast aluminum rear end. There's an optional fabricated rear end, as us drag racers like to use. Comes with 35 spline axles, Curry center section with posit traction. There's plenty of upgrades. You can upgrade to Willwood brakes. We have single and double adjustable shocks. It comes standard with the single adjustable shocks. But basically, when you buy the kit, you get everything you need to put this in the car.
All right, well, we've got most of this installed. We need to finish it up. Where do we want to go next? We want to start with the A-arm and finish this up?
Yeah, we'll probably end up putting the bottom A-arm on and then hook up the shock and everything, so we can,
put the bolts in this
have that right now.
The neat thing about Heights, this is all made in the U.S., right?
Everything on this car is made in the USA. We don't farm anything out. We operate our own CNC machines and laser machines. We have two full-time engineers in-house. We use a ferro arm to scan the bottom of the car to get the exact suspension coordinates and then go to work from there.
Now this is a project that, you know, guys can do at home if they want. It's very minimal fabrication.
It's a lot easier to have a hoist, obviously, but you can do it on jack stands and with a floor jack. Two guys. Like I said, basically, as you can see, it pretty much bolts together.
All right, got that back one lined up. You slide the bolt in there. You can take this car, which these are becoming more affordable nowadays because there's plenty of them sitting around.
This particular car we bought for $5,000 on eBay. And the shock deals, we build them all in-house. We machine everything in-house. We have an in-house dyno. Every one of these shocks is checked for performance before it leaves the building.
Slide this up.
We might have to push that in a little bit. Yep.
I'll shove it to you.
Gotta go back just a little bit.
Now you guys make independent rear suspensions for a lot of different vehicles, not just this third generation.
Absolutely, this is our newest design, but we have them for early and mid-year Novas. We have them for Mustangs, 64 to 70. We do them for 3 generations of Camaro, even 55 Chevys. So this is the only one that requires any welding at all. The rest of them are all completely bolt-in.
We'll put our spacer in here and then put our shock through the shock.
Yeah, we offer a whole front. This car here has our front suspension on it. We have a series of front suspensions that we call the Pro Gs, and they definitely improve the handling characteristics of these cars. Again, for the Mustangs, Camaros, it's a whole bolt-in system, and again, it comes complete with Willwood brakes and, you know, single or double adjustable shocks.
Right, you got like Corvette brake systems, you got Willwood brake systems, lots of different options, front suspension, subframe connectors. This thing's going to handle like a dream when we're done.
Oh yeah, it's like a go-kart. This is the steering arm, and this is how we adjust toe in and toe out on this. Again, Tommy, we put these spacers in to allow these arms to articulate. Going around corners, everything gyrates on these cars.
This thing's going to handle 10 times better than it did when it came from the factory.
Oh, it's night and day. I mean, it basically turns these things into a kind of a Corvette with a Camaro body.
A guy can have a car, you got this thing laying around, and you want to go autocross. This is an inexpensive way to convert your car over, make it a good handling car, and go autocross on the weekends. Or if you got a street rod, lots of different applications.
Yeah, we sell these for street rods as well. I mean, yeah, in this particular case, you know, these cars are fairly affordable. It's not going to break the bank to buy one, and you can bolt one of these suspensions in. Totally changes the dynamics of the car. The other nice thing is that because it's an everyday street car, we're concerned about ride quality. This car actually rides nicer now than it did when it came from the factory. Yeah, it goes on the inside of that bolt, I think.
There we go.
All right.
When you're putting this all together, you want to get this bolt together. Certain things you're going to get tight, snug, but you don't want to do probably final tight till we get everything put together.
Yeah, we basically leave everything kind of loose, and then when it's all done, you want to torque everything down. We have about a 20-page installation guide that has a lot of pictures in it for the do-it-yourselfer, and you definitely want everything tight. The last thing you want is something falling off the suspension going down the road. We design these for the everyday guy, for the do-it-yourselfer. You don't have to have an engineering degree to install one of these things. You don't have to be a certified welder. I mean, basically, you can see what we have here, hand tools.
Yeah, hand tools, that's pretty simple.
Well, they told me they got to keep it that way because a couple of dumb drag race drivers are going to be installing this thing, so I figured, okay.
Right here.
So yeah, it definitely helps to have two guys do it.
Yeah, and this thing's going to handle like a dream. We can go out, do a little road racing if we want, and if we're not, we're just driving on the street. Thing's going to handle better and ride better as well.
And I actually couldn't resist. I took this to Great Lakes Dragaway and made 7 or 8 passes on it. The other engineers weren't too thrilled about it, but I was having fun.
I'll tell you what, Mike and I are going to finish tightening this up, put the sway bar on, drop this thing on the ground and see how it handles. We'll be back with more Performance TV right after this.
This edition of Performance